It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for—
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing's—
Huh? You're...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're...
We are Miss Ningguang's private—
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Jueyun Karst.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respect. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Jueyun Karst, and still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour.
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, she's been even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai. She couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to...
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus. She wouldn't get in trouble, right?
It's because of this absurd workload of hers. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought...
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the three of us are used to doing.
Speaking of Jueyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that...
Of course! We've been there lots of times.
That's good news. Could you go to Jueyun Karst and find Miss Ganyu for us? Preferably before we collapse under this workload. We're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu said that—
It's about time she came back to work.
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up her...
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in Mel Outsung?
Though the clouds may
We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can find her there.
Still the moon over the chamber roams.
Time for retribution!
I suppose this will do.
The person standing over there. That's Ganyu! We finally found her! Ganyu! Here you are!
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore?
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you came here in vain.
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebb. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, my Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. Since the Qixing gave me a chance to... I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your... After 1,000 years away, I came back to Jueyun.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer? We're terrible...
One merely jests. One...
Wow, you...
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. The matter leaves you at an impasse. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends, tales from her youth
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child. One is most certain that your
Oh, Paimon wants to...
little Ganyu loved when the horns on the... when one was still taking care of her.
Wow.
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the... The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she... So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights.
Cloud Retainer? Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
One's intention was merely to relieve...
And you did the exact opposite. Impressive.
Be that so, but returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one cannot help but feel that remaining in... One will tell you more about her, if you... Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Joyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Joyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Joyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Gan alone. She will find her predicament hard to conquer.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue, anyways, what's that training?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Joyun Karst.
She should be in the southern part of Mount Aotsong right now.
Huh, is that so? Let... Ganyu?
Why did you come here? Considering the kindness you have shown me...
Yay!
This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. The training is much to her signature style. I hope...
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not in... If you're ready, we shall be...
There's a lot of gliding around. It does feel feel like something Cloud Retainer would come up with.
Why did you come here? Yay! This trial was prepared. The training is much to her
Is it?
No, I'm aware of your strength. If you're ready. Born of ice and frost. If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised. We've completed the task. What do you think? I agree. You possess many qualities similar.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once your training?
The training's not over yet. The part
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true potential is...
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Shell. That cold-hearted loner? How come he's prepared a trial for you?
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that being able to face him, he's already waiting for me.
Of course we are! Let's go!
You're half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful—
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud.
I don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding.
Xiao is such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human, always treading the line between the two worlds. It must— Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should—
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, your body can help you find us. The trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of—
Yes. Next on the agenda...
The trial's begun! Time I can feel it in the air. Even the weather's changed!
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Burn! Ha! Ha!
Surrender and I'll be gentle.
For Rex Lapis! No touching! Born of ice and frost! I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation, only you can evaluate the result of this trial.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start—
I have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your training.
Pesky visitor? So even he...
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come up. Are all of you the Adepti of this great! My name's Sin Chung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings,
Oh, so it's a pilgrim.
I am also one of the Adepti. You can say that I...
Perfect! I didn't come in vain then. Although, what blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point, huh?
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim.
For free? Do you mean that you charge?
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that it would be unfair to other people if you got everything.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just...
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. A person of your age should focus on work and family.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who poses an Adeptus to... Enough! Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not.
Nobody's stopping. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin your mood.
It's not his behavior. I thought that coming back to Juyun Karst and devoting but being questioned by him made me realize that But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As an adept...
It's true! Just believe...
All right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. That said, if I'm proven right, I'll return to Juyun Karst once...
It's a step in the right direction.
I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there!
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite
That's right! Where do you want to go first then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
The sound of the waves in this familiar port. The smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look so moved?
Well, I used to be so busy. I haven't taken a...
Huh, that's true.
Well, when I think about my time here, it put me in a certain mood. Similar...
Is that... It is! I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here.
Lady Ganyu, why are you calling her that?
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tien. He is...
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Chising.
What? This grandpa is a member? The same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful...
Uncle Tian is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace him.
What?
Uncle Tian, please. A person of your standing should...
My apologies. It's not intentional. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended.
Oh, so you've been friends for...
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing secretary. It's...
Talking about secretaries... Oh.
Yes, she works at Yuehai Pavilion and she's my junior.
I don't know myself. May I trouble you to meet her at Yuehai Pavilion? She just needs...
With pleasure. Solving the Qixing's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character. Just like that, huh? Let's move then. To you...
Miss Ganyu. I don't know why, but seeing you brings me a sense of peace.
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I'm flattered. I heard that you've encountered some problems and came to see if I could be of support.
My father asked you to come, abusing his status as a member of the Qixing.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to help a junior colleague.
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but also a great
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Ugh, where should I start? I discovered something. There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of 2 stores. Without any evidence, my hands are tied.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be...
Well, is there any solution you can advise?
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then. Your enemy knows you best.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to their similar wares. In that case...
In that case... I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu. Miss Ganyu plans to let them expose each other.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique. The owner's name is... Bolai, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. Follow me, please.
Aha! We meet again, traveler. And you must be from the Yuehai Pavilion? I suppose you're about to place a big order. I'd be honored to offer you my wares.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from Yuehai Pavilion. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly go to Second Life instead.
What? Second Life? Ugh. That rascal Dongsheng. He's stealing all of my customers.
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax records, their business is thriving.
Oh,
Huh. Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Mr. Bolai?
Don't let that rascal fool you. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll find something fishy in there.
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Ugh, their every transaction makes my blood boil. I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's credit based on your observations.
Oh, of course. I'll read very, very carefully. Line by line and word by word. Ah, here, I found it! That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, he even flaunted it in front of me. Look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. And he kept all the profit for himself.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was no trace of it.
I told you so. Just as I expected. Ugh, I can't wait to watch him squirm.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny ever making this transaction?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might still have some proof of it.
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have the invoice. He wouldn't be swayed by the likes of Dongsheng.
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Chingsa Village. Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once you find the evidence. That's the best way to show your gratitude.
I'm afraid I can't go to Chingsa Village.
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work. Leave the rest to us.
Ah, that's so considerate of you. Still, I'm sorry to trouble you like that.
My friend, what can I get you?
Ah, welcome, welcome. How can... I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but I'm afraid I can't take too many at once.
Chingsa really is full of lonely old...
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
Paimon's...
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Ah, don't worry. Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me?
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year.
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order.
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't...
Of course you can. But I'm not so...
what's that supposed...
I only do my... As for old documents and such, I keep... But some troublemakers have recently moved there. Since you need that invoice anyway...
So that's what happened.
I'll leave you to it then.
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice. Time for us to show our stuff in a fight.
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers. Over...
Oh, Paimon sees them too. It's one of the Fatui...
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, The Fatui's we won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some... Besides, I can already feel my intuition as the secretary...
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson.
Frozen. Critical. Flash Frost. It's time for a Flash Freeze.
Verdict is...
Oh no!
I think you've had enough. About time...
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't paying attention. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui...
Fine. If you really want to know...
About to...
Pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such...
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Jinxa Village is nothing more than a retirement spot.
Judging by how he's looking at us...
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? Where's that? I swear, I only came here to pick berries.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse?
I also... I misjudged the situation and offended you. Our exchange only represents...
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the...
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may... try to...
Paimon's in!
Darn you.
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have spent too much time away from...
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui a lesson.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse.
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few hair curls. Let's show them what we got.
Step right up. Let's get this show on the
Time for retribution! Terra Smash! Burn!
Here comes the finale.
tender and I'll be gentle.
Time for retribution!
All clear! Quick, let's look around for the invoice. This one is an invoice from One Min Restaurant. Some dining tables and chairs. That's not it. This one is Wangsheng Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they make coffins too!
Better than nothing.
This one is Second Lives! We finally found it! Let's bring this invoice back to Hoishin.
I don't need an umbrella, but you can use one if you need.
Ah, Ms. Ganyu, you're back. I hope it wasn't too much trouble rushing about like that.
I promise to help you and I'll keep my word. Nothing to worry about. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and Fanmu Carpenters. We've brought it back.
Oh, thank you so much. Now we can solve this problem.
Agreed. How about we go to Second Life and have a nice chat with the owner?
Isn't it Huixin from the Yuehai Pavilion? I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax I do hope that my business won't be affected by any groundless accusations.
Groundless accusations? Mr. Dongshu, but I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately. It is liable to affect the fine you'll—
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion. I just came here to see if you'd confess.
What? Proven guilty? How come?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling. Time for the finishing blow!
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
I'm Master—
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was—
I didn't think you'd find out. I didn't leave a single trace.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Bolai's aid.
Bolai? That imp from Wanyo Boutique? He's got his own share of dirty laundry.
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more about this. I don't think you'll need my guidance for what
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu.
That's
I must say, you're true. Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and executed it so masterfully.
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu. Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down. That's how Uncle Tian managed to keep his position in the Qixing secure for so many years. I figured that as Uncle Tian's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's strategies. So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it out for...
I can see it now. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu.
Ganyu solved both Hoishin's work and family problems.
Oh, you've helped me so much.
That's not necessary.
Then let me treat you to a meal. The Traveler in Paimon.
All right, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat. Oh, come on.
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me to decline.
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment.
All right.
Bang! And with that, the fate of...
Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my...
Sure.
That's so kind of you, Huishin.
Truth be told...
Oh? If there's anything I can...
No, I don't really need help.
With pleasure.
Even though I have the utmost respect for my father, I've only decided to join the Yuhai Pavilion staff because I've always looked...
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, working at the... I can't compare myself to such an outstanding secretary.
I disagree. You're a...
Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a...
Influenced by my youthful ideals, she followed my At first, I was worried about her. It's not an easy job, but after all that happened this time,
So, what made you change?
The fact that she'll have you, Miss... You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell her, your mom. It'd be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for, she might still...
Huishin, I never thought that I meant so much to you.
Just like when you showed me my father's trick. Having you as...
Witness. It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Li, but I've always regarded it as nothing more than the source of my... Huishin, you don't know... You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people of Liyue Harbor. They rely on me. Accept me.
No, of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's right.
Hooray! Ganyu's finally cheered up.
Even if I've really been supplanted, I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the... Regardless, I'll go back. I'm afraid that it might have all become a mess. No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already?
Elisha, are you okay? Did you fall asleep standing up?
Look! Look who's back!
You even have enough time for leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement.
Not at all.
We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again, Miss
Ganyu, we've missed you.
That's so kind of you all.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over.
To us, you're like an adeptus.
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from this
All right. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course.
Oh, finally.
Yes. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. If it weren't for your companion... To think that I'd gained I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at...
Sure, but are you ever done with work, Ganyu?
Let's cross that bridge when...